Alfa Spider light restoration video number 2. Made some progress, made quite good progress. As you can see, I've removed the subframe, the lower suspension, and if we go around here, the gearbox is out. Came out fairly easily without too much trouble, easier than some cars I've worked on. The flywheel there is a single mass flywheel, and it is in reasonable condition, so it won't need to be replaced. On the whole, this was fairly successful, but I did have one casualty in the bolt. There's two bolts that fix the steering rack to the subframe, and you have to release those bolts to get the subframe out. One came out reasonably easily and the other one just snapped off like a carrot when I applied a torque. It was totally seized in. They're not terribly large diameter bolts, I think about an M8, and a very fine thread, and they're quite long and they're prone to seizing in, so this is not unheard of. I'll have to tackle that problem separately. One of the things I could do is just buy another rack, or I could attempt to drill out the broken fastener and rescue the threads one way or another. Another thing that I've done is I've removed the lower bracket from the radiator. Can't see it, but it's a support bracket that goes across the front of the car, and it's very prone for rusting. There's a lot of surface rust on it, and I've removed it, and I've currently got it in a bath of water and washing soda with a battery charger on it, using electrolysis to remove the rust. And here's the radiator support bracket in a litter bin filled with water and a solution of washing soda, not baking soda, connected across the battery charger. There's the battery charger, an old-fashioned one, but with a sacrificial anode, I think, and this is the cathode, being the negative. And electrolysis removes the rust and the paint and pretty much everything else from the surface of it, and as you can see, it looks disgusting, but it does work. This is an effective process, but it just takes a little while to do. Here are all the parts that I took out of the Spider. Subframe there needs a bit of cleaning up. All the other bits and pieces in fairly good order. Those strengthening strips I'm going to clean up and repaint. I'm also going to repaint the subframe in places where it's corroded, and I've already cleaned up the starter motor and the alternator along with the gearbox. Okay, here's the gearbox out of the car, cleaned up with the electric drill and rotary wire brushes, hand brushes, things like that. I didn't use any fluids to clean it because I didn't want to get any water or anything into the gearbox casing, although I did plug the entry points for the drive shaft. Okay, here's the clutch. The friction plate is not completely down to the rivets, but it's pretty worn. The diaphragm, if you look right here, the release bearing has dug into the fingers of the spring, and they're very thin at that point, and that was about to snap. That would have been a complete failure of the clutch. It was almost unusable anyway. The release bearing, a bit dirty, but it's also very stiff. The suspension track control arms are, the rubber joints are a bit done for, and the ball joints are okay. The dust covers, the dust boots are a little bit damaged, so I'm going to replace those as well. Okay, as usual, thank you for watching. If you want to subscribe, leave a comment or ask a question, please feel free to do so. I do appreciate it, and I do read all the comments and questions. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye bye.